Have you ever wondered if your cat really trusts you? It may seem like a simple question, but when it comes to felines, trust is never obvious. Unlike dogs, who wear their hearts on their paws, cats are subtle, mysterious, and sometimes downright unpredictable in how they show affection. But make no mistake, when a cat truly trusts you, it's a big deal. In this video, we're uncovering 10 undeniable signs that your cat sees you as someone they trust completely. If you recognize even a few of these, congratulations, you've earned a bond that only the most special humans get to experience. We'll walk through each sign in detail, adding new information you might not have considered before. We'll correct a few misconceptions, draw on fascinating insights from experts, and weave in real stories from cat owners who shared their experiences in the comments. By the end, you'll have a richer understanding of how cats express trust, how you can nurture that bond, and how to avoid common pitfalls when interpreting feline behavior. Let's dive in. A cat's paws are ultra-sensitive, packed with nerve endings that help them navigate, hunt, and defend themselves. That's why most cats instinctively pull away the moment a human hand approaches their paws. Those soft pink pads and retractable claws are essential survival tools, vital for balance, stalking prey, or scaling a tree. In the wild, a paw injury could spell disaster, so cats guard their paws fiercely. Yet, if your cat lets you hold, massage, or even trim their claws without a fuss, it's a profound sign of trust. You're not just reaching for a random body part, you're touching something your cat considers sacred. When your feline friend willingly places a paw on your hand or rests it on your face, it's a deep gesture of vulnerability. And when they allow you to trim their nails, disclaimers aside, it's next-level trust. They believe you won't hurt them even when they're completely defenseless. Adding a personal story, one viewer mentioned that when they were experiencing terrible menstrual cramps, their cat leaped onto their stomach and began purring, staying there until both were asleep. When the owner woke up about an hour later, the pain was miraculously gone. That cuddled paw on the belly was more than comfort, it was a healing moment, showing how much that cat trusted its owner and wanted to protect her. How to encourage paw trust. If your cat is reluctant to have their paws handled, start slow. Gently touch one toe when they're relaxed, perhaps while they're napping or purring on your lap, then immediately reward them with a treat or soothing praise. Over time, your kitty will learn that paw handling equals positive experiences, creating a deeper sense of security around you. Be patient. Every cat moves at its own pace. When a cat flops onto their back and reveals that soft belly fur, it's more complicated than a simple invitation for a rub. In the wild, exposing the stomach leaves a cat vulnerable to predators and danger. So if your cat offers their tummy to you, they're doing so because they trust you utterly. Even if they swipe at your hand or give a cautionary nip when you reach for that silky fur, understand that it's a reflexive self-protection move rather than aggression. The moment your hand comes near that prized belly, a cat is weighing whether you're friend or foe. If your cat stays relaxed, purring as you admire the fluff, then you've hit the trust jackpot. If their tail twitches or their muscles tense, back off and simply enjoy the sight of their defensive posture, no need to rub. Many cats appreciate the safe feeling of showing their belly without wanting it touched. It's akin to an invitation to look but not to invade. Real-life reflections. One commenter talked about a beloved cat they lost who used to always show her belly, reminding them every day of the unconditional affection they once shared. The memory of those exposed bellies, and the warmth they carried, continues to bring comfort even years later. This highlights how rare and precious that gesture really is. Misconceptions and clarifications. Some people assume that a belly-up cat is begging for rubs. While a few cats do genuinely enjoy gentle tummy scratches, many do not. Always let your cat's body language guide you. Look for signs of relaxation, soft eyes, slow blinks, and purring. If your cat's whiskers flatten or their tail flicks sharply, step back. Understanding this nuance builds a deeper mutual respect, reinforcing trust over time. Kneading, often called making biscuits, is an adorable habit that harks back to kittenhood. Newborn kittens need their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. As adults, many cats retain this comforting motion when they feel completely safe and content. If your cat needs you, paws alternating in a rhythmic press and pull, consider it the ultimate compliment. They see you as a source of love and security, much like their mother. Often, kneading is accompanied by purring, dreamy slow blinks, or even drooling. Your cat is so blissed out that they forget about maintaining their dignity. Some cats prefer kneading a blanket or cushion, but if you're their favorite spot, it's a deep sign of trust. Just be mindful of those sharp claws, keep their nails trimmed or place a soft blanket between you to make the experience more comfortable. Territorial marking versus comfort. Beyond pure comfort, kneading serves a second, more territorial purpose. Cats have scent glands in the pads of their paws. Each knead deposits a faint layer of their unique scent onto the object or person. In effect, your cat is subtly claiming you as theirs. If you ever wondered who really owns whom, kneading is one of the telltale signs that the answer is, they own you. Insights from the comments. One viewer shared that their feline companion would only knead on them when they were feeling especially anxious or upset, like a living stress ball. It's as though the cat recognized when they needed extra comfort and responded with those gentle, rumbling motions. This shows how deeply attuned cats can be to our emotional states, offering affection precisely when we need it most. If your cat has ever gently bumped their head against you, congratulations, you've been claimed. That adorable gesture, known as bunting, is one of the purest ways cats show affection. At first glance, it may look like a simple head nudge, but cats have specialized scent glands on their foreheads, cheeks, and chins. When they press their head against you, they're marking you with their scent, essentially declaring, "This human belongs to me." Bunting often comes with deep purring, gentle rubbing, or an intentional forehead press, making it an intimate display of affection. Not all cats do this, and some may only offer a slight nudge rather than a full-on headbutt. If your cat leans in just enough to bump noses, take it as a sign that they see you as part of their inner circle, someone safe, someone beloved. Correcting common misunderstandings. Some folks think headbutting is purely a dominance move. In reality, it's more about marking territory in a positive way. A cat is saying, "I trust you so completely that I'm sharing my scent intimately." You're not just an object to claim, you're a companion to cherish. Stories from other cat lovers. Another viewer commented that their rescue cat only started headbutting them after several weeks, following an initial period of hiding under furniture. When the cat finally emerged and offered gentle headbutts, it was a watershed moment, proof that weeks of patience and quiet respect had paid off. These small bumps become seismic for cat-human relationships, transforming wariness into wholehearted trust. Cats have an abundance of cozy spots, sunlit windowsills, plush beds, secret hideouts, yet when they choose to sleep near you, it's a profound declaration of trust. Curling up in your lap, pressing against your legs, or burrowing under the blankets is more than a search for warmth, it's a declaration of safety. In the wild, sleep is the most vulnerable state. By choosing you as their sleeping surface, they're effectively saying, "I feel completely secure with you." Some cats prefer napping at your feet, giving themselves an easy escape route if startled. But those brave souls who snuggle close or sprawl across your chest? That's unconditional love. One commenter recounted how her Siamese, born in mid-December and adopted in February, refuses to sleep anywhere but in the middle of her owner's bed or even right atop her chest, no matter how cramped. When a cat is willing to sacrifice comfort for the closeness of your heartbeat, they're showing you a level of trust few animals exhibit. Health and healing benefits. There's more to a cat's slumber than mere affection. Scientific studies indicate that a cat's purring vibrations can promote healing, reduce stress, and lower blood pressure in humans. When your cat settles on you, they may be offering a purr-infused healing session, whether they know it or not. One viewer shared that during a particularly painful menstrual episode, her cat lay atop her and purred until she fell asleep. When she woke up, the pain had vanished. It's almost as if the cat intuitively knew exactly how to help heal her human friend. Respecting sleep patterns. As heartwarming as it is, be mindful that not every sleeping cat wants you to pet them. If your cat dozes lightly or begins to twitch in their sleep, let them rest unbothered. Respecting their sleep is another way to honor the trust they placed in you. Purring is often celebrated as a sign of contentment, but it actually reveals so much more about a cat's emotional landscape. Cats don't purr for just anyone. They tend to reserve those soothing vibrations for moments when they feel completely safe and comfortable. If your cat curls up near you, rests their head on your lap, or simply sits responsibly in the same room and begins to purr, it's their way of saying, "You are my safe place." But here's an interesting twist. Purring isn't always about happiness. Research indicates that cats also purr when they're in pain or distress, using the low-frequency vibrations to self-soothe and promote healing. This means that if your cat is purring but seems withdrawn, lethargic, or otherwise unwell, you should watch for other signs of discomfort, like panting, hiding, or refusing food, and possibly consult your veterinarian. Enhancing the bond through purrs. The next time your cat purrs beside you, take a moment to relax and tune in. Gentle petting can encourage deeper purring, reinforcing that sense of mutual calm. Some experts suggest that you can even mimic the rhythm of their purr with slow breathing, creating a shared breathing rhythm that intensifies the soothing experience for both of you. Comment spotlight. One commenter mentioned how their cat, who rarely cuddles, would come over and purr loudly when her autistic son sat on the couch. The son had never experienced that kind of pure, calming affection before, until the cat decided to trust him completely. It was a life-changing moment, showing how critical feline trust can be for human well-being, particularly for those who struggle to connect with people. In the wild, a direct, unwavering stare between cats often signals aggression or an impending fight. Predators rely on eye contact to gauge fear or dominance. That's why when your cat deliberately softens their gaze and offers you a slow, intentional blink, they're sending a powerful message: I trust you completely. Many cat experts even call this gesture the cat kiss. Cats only expose themselves in this vulnerable way when they feel entirely safe. Closing their eyes, even briefly, means they're not on guard. If you want to reciprocate, try slow blinking back, relax your face, give them a long, gentle blink, and wait. If your cat blinks in response, congratulations, you've just shared a silent moment of trust that only the closest feline companions experience. It's a quiet bond, often overlooked, yet deeply meaningful. A cautionary note: if your cat stares without blinking or suddenly averts their gaze, don't force interaction. A cat that stares can be anxious or contemplating flight. Respect their space and allow them to initiate the next move. With time, you'll learn to distinguish a friendly slow blink from a tense, unblinking stare. Reader reflections: a viewer recounted that her cat would only slow blink after months of cautious behavior following an injury. When she finally saw those dreamy, half-closed eyes, it felt like an entire chapter of their relationship was rewritten. She had moved from being perceived as a potential threat to a trusted companion. Moments like that remind us how patient, consistent love can transform a wary cat's worldview. Cats are renowned for their independence. They don't follow humans out of loyalty or pack instinct as dogs often do. When a cat chooses to stay close to you, on their own terms, it's a profound sign of trust. They see you as a source of security, entertainment, and emotional safety. If your cat trails you from room to room, watches you in the bathroom, waits at the door when you leave, or quietly observes from across the room, they're saying, I like being near you, even when I'm not asking for attention. Some cats take a more subtle approach. Perhaps they'll sit patiently by the doorway when you step away, or lounge on a nearby windowsill where they can keep you in sight. They're not necessarily pawing at you for play, they're simply comfortable enough to be nearby. Assuming they have a choice, and they usually do, a cat that chooses to shadow your movements is giving you the highest compliment: that you're safe, entertaining, and trustworthy. Personal anecdote from the community. One commenter shared that her cat follows her to the bathroom every morning. The moment she steps in, the cat squeezes in beside her, staring at the shower drain as if it's the most fascinating thing in the world. While it might seem silly, that constant companionship underscores how deeply cats can integrate into our daily routines when they trust us. When following becomes separation anxiety, sometimes following can mask underlying stress. If your cat becomes frantic or vocalizes loudly whenever you leave, even for a few minutes, it might signal anxiety rather than affectionate trust. In such cases, ensure they have enriching toys, vertical climbing spaces, and, if needed, pheromone diffusers to ease their nerves. Distinguishing between loving companionship and anxious clinging is key to supporting a well-adjusted, confident cat. A cat's tail is remarkably expressive, conveying a wide spectrum of emotions. Unlike dogs, whose tail wags mostly denote excitement, a cat's tail movements can signal happiness, curiosity, irritation, or fear. When your cat holds their tail high, often with a gentle curve at the tip, it's an unspoken but powerful message of comfort and security in your presence. A tall, erect tail is the feline equivalent of a cheerful hello and demonstrates that they feel safe, happy, and unthreatened. But if you want to know if your cat truly adores you, watch for the tail quiver. That's when their tail stands straight up yet trembles slightly, as if the excitement is too big to contain. It's like seeing a person practically jump for joy when they see someone they love. If your cat does this when you come home, know that you're one of their favorite humans in the world. Tail cues to watch out for. It's crucial to interpret tail signals correctly. A gently swishing tail might mean contentment, but a rapidly flicking tail or a lashing one is often a sign of agitation or overstimulation. Similarly, a puffed-up tail or a tail wrapped tightly around the legs can indicate fear. By paying attention to these nuances, you can deepen your connection and avoid accidentally pushing your cat's stress buttons. Community share. One viewer noted that her cat's tail quivered every morning as soon as she woke up. The cat wouldn't eat breakfast until the owner sat on the edge of the bed. Then, with that signature quiver, he would pounce onto her feet for cuddles and headbutts. That tiny tremble was her daily reminder that waking up together meant the world to him, and to her. Have you ever noticed your cats suddenly start licking your hand, face, or even your hair? Although their rough tongue might feel scratchy, don't take it for granted. Grooming is one of the highest signs of affection in the feline world. It's not just about cleanliness, it's a social ritual that builds trust and strengthens bonds. In feral cat colonies or multi-cat households, cats engage in allogrooming, mutual licking, to share scent and reinforce companionship. When your cat grooms you, they're effectively saying, "You are part of my family." Every lick deposits their scent onto your skin, marking you as a member of their inner circle. This isn't a superficial act, it's a deep, instinctual behavior that speaks volumes about the trust they place in you. In fact, cat tongues have tiny barbs, tiny backward-facing spines, which might help loosen dead fur or debris. If your cat is licking your arm, there's also providing you a sort of feline exfoliation, whether you ask for it or not. When grooming becomes over-grooming, while most grooming is affectionate, excessive licking can signal stress, boredom, or medical issues like skin irritation or allergies. If your cat suddenly begins to lick you or themselves compulsively, watch for red patches, hair loss, or changes in appetite. It might be time to introduce more environmental enrichment, new toys, scratching posts, or vertical spaces, or even consult a veterinarian or behaviorist for guidance. Heartfelt reflections. One commenter shared that her cat would diligently groom her during moments of emotional distress, licking her tears, her hands, even softly nibbling her cheek. It was as if her feline friend understood that she needed comfort, and grooming was the way to offer it. Those tender moments of shared vulnerability underscore just how deep a cat's empathy can run when they trust their humans completely. While the top 10 signs cover the most obvious gestures, there are a few subtler behaviors that also indicate trust. For instance, if your cat bumps their body against you, a less obvious form of bunting, they're still marking you with scent glands along their cheeks and shoulders. If your cat shows their feet first when they feel sleepy, or if they lightly expose their paws as they recline near you, it's another small sign of vulnerability. Another sign is the chirp or soft chatter. When your cat sees a bird outside and emits that sweet staccato chirp while glued to your shoulder or the window beside you, they may be sharing their excitement and trust. By including you in that moment, bridging their wild instincts with domestic life, they're effectively saying, "I want you to know what I see and feel." It's less overt than a belly flop, but equally meaningful to those who understand the nuance. Even seasoned cat owners can misread certain behaviors. For example, when a cat's tail flicks rapidly, it might look playful, but in reality, it often means irritation. Approaching a cat with an irritated tail can harm the trust you've built up. Similarly, a group of cats sleeping in a pile might seem like they trust one another, but they could simply be conserving warmth. Understanding the context is essential. Mistaking fear for affection. Some cats seek proximity not out of love, but because they feel unsafe. A cat hiding under the bed might be showing fear, not preference for that spot. If they dart out only when the coast is clear, then dart back in at the slightest noise, they are experiencing anxiety, not a sign of trust. Providing a secure environment, gentle socialization, and positive reinforcement can help them overcome this fear. Overgeneralizing behaviors. Not every cat will exhibit all 10 signs. Some may never show their belly or slow blink, yet they still trust you deeply. Breed, personality, early socialization, and past experiences all shape how a cat expresses trust. Always consider your cat as an individual and learn their unique ways of showing affection. Building trust with a cat is an ongoing journey. Here are some guidelines to foster and deepen that bond. Respect their boundaries. Notice how they respond when you approach. If ears flatten, pupils dilate, or whiskers twitch, give them space. Forceful interaction can erode trust built up over months or years. Create a safe environment. Provide hiding spots, cardboard boxes, covered beds, cat trees with cubbies, so your cat can retreat when they feel overwhelmed. Knowing they have safe havens gives them confidence to explore and approach you on their own terms. Use positive reinforcement. Reward desired behaviors with praise, gentle petting, in areas they enjoy, or treats. Associating your presence with pleasant experiences cements trust more effectively than punishment ever could. Learn their unique preferences. Some cats adore chin scratches, while others prefer cheek rubs. Experiment to discover which spots your cat enjoys most. Respect their no-go zones, whether it's the belly, tail base, or hind legs. Engage in interactive play, toys on strings, laser pointers, used responsibly, or interactive treat puzzles, release hunting instincts and create joyful shared experiences. Play signals that you're a source of positive stimulation, not just food or a bed. Maintain consistency. Cats thrive on routine. Regular feeding times, predictable routines for cleaning litter boxes, and consistent home environments, avoiding sudden rearrangements, give cats a sense of stability. The more stable their world, the easier it is to trust you as their anchor. Veterinary behaviorists emphasize that trust develops slowly over repeated positive interactions. A single negative event, a sudden loud noise, an accidental step on a paw, or a vet visit without calming measures, can set progress back. That's why creating calm, low-stress experiences is crucial. Gentle carrier training for vet visits, quiet car rides, and pheromone diffusers in carrier spaces help reduce anxiety. Animal behavior specialist Dr. Emily Schooler explains that cats rely heavily on olfactory cues. Consistently handling your cat with gentle, scent-free hands, or lightly scrubbing your hands to remove strong fragrances, prevents confusing or overwhelming them. She also suggests multi-cat households use separate feeding stations to avoid resource guarding stress, which can undermine trust both between cats and between cat and human. Another notable tip comes from feline nutrition experts. Cats prefer getting small meals multiple times a day. Feeding small portions at regular intervals, rather than a single big meal, can enhance their sense of security and build trust, as they never worry about where their next meal is coming from. We've explored the 10 hallmark signs: paw acceptance, belly exposure, kneading, headbutting, sleeping near you, purring, slow blinks, following you everywhere, trusting tail signals, and grooming you as family. But every cat is an individual, and the ways they express trust can be beautifully unique. The cat who chose the autistic son. One viewer shared that her cat bypassed her entirely to bond with her autistic son, who had never before experienced the sense of being loved. The cat would curl up next to him, purr so loudly it felt like a motorboat, and even reach out a paw to touch his hand. That connection transformed the household, reinforcing how deeply a cat can sense and respond to human emotional needs. The Velcro experiment gone wrong, but ended in trust. Another commenter admitted to a regrettable moment when she wrapped a small piece of Velcro around her neighbor's cat's hind legs just to see how she would handle it. Realizing the distress she caused, she quickly removed it, an action that earned her the cat's remarkable forgiveness. The cat hissed briefly but then stayed nearby on the bed, showing that even after a sudden scare, trust can be restored with swift, caring action. Feline healing purrs. We mentioned earlier how a cat's purr vibrations can promote healing. A viewer recounted how her cat lay on top of her during a particularly painful menstrual episode, purring until she fell asleep, then vanished once she awoke pain-free. It's as though the cat sensed her discomfort and used purring to soothe her both physically and emotionally. The forever middle cat. One proud owner detailed how her adopted Siamese, named Minx but nicknamed Middle, insisted on occupying the most central position in every room, the hallway, the doorway, and above all, the middle of her owner's bed. That cat slept on her owner's chest every night, a position so intimate it left no doubt that absolute trust had been established. Each of these anecdotes reinforces the idea that trust between cat and human is built on mutual respect, patience, and consistent care. If your cat is skittish, hides frequently, or seems reluctant to trust, don't despair. Remember that many factors shape a cat's behavior: early socialization, past trauma, breed tendencies, and individual temperament. Here are some steps to encourage trust building. Go at their pace, don't force interactions. Instead, sit quietly nearby with a book or your laptop. Let your cat approach you when they're ready. Offer high-value treats. Use small, tasty morsels, freeze-dried chicken, tuna flakes, or catnip-infused treats to create positive associations. Gradually reduce reliance on treats as they gain confidence. Encourage interactive play. Gentle wand toys or laser pointers can coax shy cats out of hiding. Play engages their hunting instincts, making them more relaxed and open to human interaction. Establish daily rituals. Cats love routine. Feeding, brushing, or gentle conversation at consistent times can create a predictable environment, reducing stress and fostering trust. Use calming aids if needed. Consider synthetic feline pheromone diffusers or sprays, Fellaway, Comfort Zone, to create a sense of security. Some cats also respond well to calming collars or pheromone collar inserts. Ensure a stimulating environment. Provide climbing structures, scratching posts, hideaways, and window perches. A cat who feels safe exploring and expressing natural behaviors is likelier to seek out human companionship. Consult a professional. If anxiety runs deep, manifesting in excessive hiding, aggression, or self-harm, Over grooming or tail biting, seek guidance from a veterinarian or certified feline behaviorist. They can rule out medical issues and develop a tailored behavior modification plan. Remember, trust is a precious gift, and sometimes it unfolds slowly. Celebrate even the smallest steps, like turning to watch you from across the room or lightly touching your hand with a paw. Over time, those microsigns accumulate into a deep, unshakable bond. Before we wrap up, let's debunk a few myths around cat trust that often lead to misinterpretation. While feeding is a vital part of bonding, real trust goes beyond mealtime. A cat that only approaches for food but hides whenever you try to pet them may not truly trust you, even if they appreciate the treats. As we discussed, purring can indicate contentment, but it can also be a self-soothing behavior in response to pain, stress, or discomfort. Always look for other cues, body posture, ear position, and appetite, before assuming everything is fine. Tolerance is not the same as trust. Some cats have low thresholds for touch and will endure petting out of politeness while keeping a vigilant eye on any potential threat. Genuine trust is shown through relaxed posture, belly exposure, and purring without any signs of stress. While its true cats can be selective about what they learn, many can be trained to do simple commands, like coming when called, sitting, or even using a leash, through clicker training and positive reinforcement. Training sessions build communication and mutual understanding, which in turn nurtures trust. By dispelling these myths, you'll be better equipped to interpret your cat's true feelings and avoid inadvertently damaging your relationship. Cats are masters at hiding their true feelings. Unlike dogs, who often wear their emotions on their sleeves or paws, cats rely on subtler cues to convey trust, affection, and security. By paying attention to these 10 signs, paw acceptance, belly exposure, kneading, headbutts, sleeping near you, purring, slow blinks, following you, tail signals, and grooming, you'll see the depth of the bond that connects you with your feline companion. Remember that each cat is an individual. While these signs represent common ways cats show trust, yours may have a unique repertoire of behaviors. Take note of the little moments, the brush of a tail, a gentle chirp from the window, a purr that starts the instant you sit down. Those micro-expressions of trust are the building blocks of a lifelong, loving relationship. Above all, practice patience, consistency, and respect. Trust can take months, or even years, to fully develop, especially if your cat has experienced trauma or lacked early socialization. Celebrate small victories, the first time your cat allows you to clip a claw without flinching, the first tentative slow blink, the day they snuggle next to you without looking over their shoulder. Each moment is a testament to the growing trust between two very different species. How does your cat show trust in you the most? Maybe they hop onto your lap the moment you sit down, or maybe they follow you around the house, just to be near. Perhaps they sleep on top of you, purring so loudly you can feel the vibrations. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear about those special moments in the comments below. Your stories not only celebrate the wonderful complexity of feline behavior but also help other cat lovers recognize and foster trust with their own furry friends. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends or family members who'll benefit from it. The more people who understand how to build and cherish trust with their cats, the more harmonious our relationships with these amazing creatures will become. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the fascinating world of feline companionship.